Last week we took a 6.5 hour trip up to Springfield, Massachusetts to play AIC. Things didn't turn out the way that we were hoping, but I can't say that we didn't see some of the things that we expected to see. First off, they have to give credit to AIC for having a good game plan and executing it. I think the biggest factor in the game for both sides of the football was that the speed of the game was new for a lot of our guys. And even though we kept telling the guys that the speed of the game was going to be different than at practice, I think the reality of the matter was eye-opening for a lot of the guys that were playing for the first time. I think you could see from the game that there needs to be corrections on both sides of the ball, both offensively and defensively. If I'm going to pick one area out where I thought there was some encouraging signs, was definitely on the special teams. Assignment wise, guys did a great job, and then we had a long field goal that had plenty of leg on it, kicked by Tanner Luther that we were pretty excited about. So if there was one area that we could hang our hat on as we played well special teams wise, we just got to improve on offense and defense and start executing better. Clarion's defense, like last week's with AIC, the veteran group, a lot of veteran players coming back for Clarion, and a high intensity defensive line. So when you look at things, the defensive line has been the most impressive group as we're looking at them. But the entire defense is a veteran group. They play fast, they play physical, and if you look statistically, they've given up 7 points in their first two games, each in their first two games, and in the second half, they've really turned things on and been able to shut both Millersville and Lincoln down. Clarion's offense has done a great job, especially in the second half of both games. If you look at their two previous games, or the first two games of the season, low scoring affairs up until the halftime, and then the Clarion seemed to break things open. They have a solid offensive line, and from a defensive standpoint, our defensive tackles played extremely well. So we've got to take advantage of that matchup this week. But their skill guys are extremely talented. Running back, wide receiver group, an aggressive tight end. Played extremely well in both games. But I think the deciding factor in both games was their quarterback. He is a solid passer, but did most of his damage in the second half of both games running the football. So that's something that we've got to be alert to right away. Is shutting down the running game, playing better against the pass this week. And again, with a young, experienced group, we didn't do a good job of running to the football. That's something we got to emphasize this week. Last week, Coach Mack didn't have the opportunity decided not to travel with us. Announced it to the guys earlier part of the week, so they are aware that he wasn't traveling. As always, the team and the coaches continue to pray for Coach Mack and his family, and we're anxiously awaiting his return, but patiently giving him time to make the decision for when he wants to come back. He's been joining us for coaches meetings and practices, and he's still in total control of the team. But we're still, like I said, actually waiting for a full-time return. Certainly excited to be playing at home this week. Playing in front of the home crowd is always a boost for everyone. And with half of our team being first-year players, we're excited that they're going to get that experience of playing in front of the crowd at Seth Grove Stadium. An additional bonus for us is this is championship weekend. A lot of the championship teams from the past are coming back. One of the more recent ones from 2009 and the ones from the decades before. So certainly something that the entire team is excited to see. Our first home game and championship weekend with the championship teams returning to Seth Grove Stadium.